Welcome back to part 3 of Rider TV's coverage of the 2010 Roof of Africa. And let's head straight into the action and another watery start on day 3. A day that was met with immediate drama. Chris and Jade looking for a way across a sinister river crossing less than half a kilometer from the start. Chris Birch making a critical error and his bike taking a swim, much to the horror of the watching crowd and much to the delight of Jade Goodside. The South African left a desperate Birch to retrieve his waterlogged bike and set out at pace on the route with no one in front of him. Birch was not alone, the unpredictable river catching out a few of his compatriots. After the front runners had gone through, it became a free-for-all, as one by one, each of the riders took the plunge. After the start, the spectators descended like ants on the first great viewpoint of the day. Called Foxhole, this chimney of rock turns straight up one of the hundreds of table-like mesas that litter the kingdom of Lesotho.
It's running of the bulls.
Follow driver. These things got traction control.
Although this terrain proved to be no big deal for the country's top-of-the-range four-legged transportation. The two-wheeled racers, however, would find the going to be a little more challenging. But when the sound of two-stroke engines rang out, there was a surprise in store. Because it was Birch, not the expected Goodside, who led the way. The Kiwi had somehow managed to claw back 8 minutes lost undrowning his bike and was right back in it. Here, we see Birch putting his considerable trials experience to good use, while Goodside enjoys a little home ground advantage. Letty, on the other hand, was cursing the mountain gods as he struggled to make up lost time, despite being perhaps the most technically gifted of the top 3, as is demonstrated adequately in the way he tackles this climb. Fitness is not good enough here. Considerable technique and no small amount of nerve is required to work your way up this mine shaft of a section. Shit. what the riders endured in the hours after Foxhole, only they and the crews in the chopper can really say. But eventually, the leaders made it here. Welcome to Bushman's Pass. Gnarly, overgrown, and very hot. This is one of the last challenges, standing in between riders and the finish. Competitors making it past this section on day 3 would be in the hunt for a gold medal. But they had to clear a few final hurdles before that would happen. Not as technically difficult as other parts on the route, but every bit as energy sapping, as the heat hangs like a fog in the air, and for every rider, every meter further up the climb only made it harder.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
After a tantalizing 3-hour wait, spectators craned their necks to see the bike emerging from the route. It was Chris Birch, mentally and physically exhausted, but having shaken his rival, Chris brought his brother Broadlink KTM home more than 20 minutes ahead of a shattered Goodsite, who nursed an ailing Yamaha to finish second on the podium. They were followed by the German Letty, who was happy to see the finish line and whose Husqvarna had seen better days. One by one, the others trickled home, all of them heroes and all of them knowing firsthand why this race is called the mother of hard enduro. We hope you enjoyed this Rider TV presentation of the 2010 Roof of Africa. Thanks for watching. See you next year.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight